Hello, everyone, and good day to you. I hope you're doing great, and welcome back to our Solo Crusader playthrough. It's very nice to have you here. Again, this is Roger, of course, with Grubus Games Unlimited, and I hope everyone is doing great. I think the weekend is winding up, probably when you see this. So I hope that you had a very nice weekend, maybe played some games. I just hope you had a great time with whatever you did. Okay, guys, as you saw, all of our quests are completed for Quest Table 1. We are in the process now of heading towards Celebration Day, where the villagers throw this grand feast for the heroes and welcome them back because they have ridded the evil in the dungeon for the time being. So we have that to look forward to. I have a special House of Chance game I think you're really going to enjoy. And we're now going to be talking about the teleport track because all of our quests are complete. So without, I thought it was going to say something else. I don't think so. So I just want to keep you guys up to date. Well, I will say after this, though, I'm going to be putting out the Kickstarter update for everyone. But I wanted to wrap this series up so we could go into the update and, there's this, fully completed series everyone can enjoy. So we'll see how we do. But for now, let's get right into turn 13. Oh, and this is actually what I was going to say. Now that we're heading towards Celebration Day, the teleport track, we're going to be interacting with that. I think we're just going to roll the next few turns into this one video. But we're going to discuss that when we go over to the Dungeon UI board, okay? So, without further ado, let's get on with the upkeep phase. And before we get over to our table to take a look at all of our mercenaries and hero, I want to discuss with you the teleport track and, of course, Quest Table 1 with our quests that are completed. Let's take a look at the quick reference card and draw your attention to this last entry right here. Hopefully it comes into focus. There it is. Place a red token on the teleport track if all quests for the current quest table have been completed and the Elder Globe for that table has a green status. Well, of course it is. So draw your attention up here. Here is quest table level 1. Remember, there's that green gem. Main quest is done, side quest is done, and Kill the Guardians is done. When those three are completed, as you know, the Elder Globe goes from red to green, signifying, as I always say, there's purity in the dungeon for the moment. So now we are going to interact with the teleport track, and I'm just going to, basically it's this. Here's your teleport track here, and I'm just going to borrow this token right here. When this happens at the start of the upkeep phase, so I always want to point this out so you guys know, and of course we're at the top of a turn upkeep, you're going to take a red token and place it on 3. Okay, and what this means is there's 3 turns left before the heroes are teleported back to the village for Celebration Day. Okay, and so we're going to, of course, do this turn. We'll do one other, and then one last one, and then boom, the heroes go back to the village for Celebration Day. And so now we can head over to our table and talk about our strategy and go over what we have in the past in regards to the upkeep phase. I'm sorry, and that's what I wanted to throw in here, that since these turns are going to probably go pretty fast, so turn, as you know, this is kind of turn 13, turn 14, turn 15, and I think we're just going to roll that into one video, and then, of course, we'll do a video. I want to go over Celebration Day with you. It's a very fun game mechanic, kind of the game pauses, and your heroes can conduct all kind of business in the village. There's no timer or anything like that. And of course, we're going to enter into the House of Chance and play a specially selected House of Chance game. So that's what I was going to tell you. We're going to try to just roll these turns into this one video and move on to Celebration Day. Okay, now let's head over to our table. And let's go over everything in the upkeep phase. And I thought just because now we did the teleport track, let's just go over this real quick because there's a few things we are going to have to do. So at the top, process any afflictions a hero may have, which you probably already know, it's poisoned or bleeding. Our hero or mercenaries don't have that status, so we're going to move right down. If a hero, sorry, I'm trying to read through the camera here. If a hero has a lit torch, they must roll 1d12. On a result of 1 to 2, the torch goes out. I do have our d12 here, and as you see, Zeke does have a lit torch. 1 or 2, it goes out. So let's roll on the torch, and that's an 8. Okay, so it does not go out. He can use it for the forthcoming turn. And of course, Matari has that lit torch. I'm gonna roll for that, and that is also, what is that? That's a 9. If you can see that, it's kind of turning it that way. And so her torch stays lit for the forthcoming turn. And that's simply how that works with torches. And then moving down, whoops, I grabbed the wrong one. Okay, so we did that. Okay, place initiative tokens on the hero cards. Okay, we're gonna be doing that. And then place a red token on the teleport track. We already did that. But also remember, we have to unchannel right here, unchannel any special abilities. But I just wanted to go kind of a little in depth with you since we're wrapping up the series coming up in the next few turns. Of course, Zeke does have that magic missile he fired off on Red Widow, so unchanneling, you just basically turn it right side up and it's ready to go. Okay, so our upkeep is nearly done. I have our initiative tokens for what we're going to be doing, and it's going to be kind of like loosey-goosey for what we're going to be doing with the heroes. So let's go over to the dungeon and discuss our strategy and plan. Okay, I actually just took a few minutes here because I had like 4 different things I was going to do with each hero, 3 or 4 different things, and I came up with this plan. I think, first of all, Albus is right here. So I kind of tried to give you the big picture. Albus is right here. Of course, Mahaliak is in that web right here. And I want to make mention of something about breaking free of a webbed status here. Zeke is here in Champions Hall. Then way up here in the War Room, east is Matari. So let's start off with here. I'm going to move Albus because remember, Zeke has all those precious stones and components for crafting a power gem. So we're going to get Albus to him, pick those up, take Albus to the village, and drop those off. And why don't we create some power gems so I can show you how that works. Then we are going to interact with Mahaliak. If you remember, he's webbed, and I think I have to look at its card here. I think it's 12, that he has to test strength of 12, to break free from the webbed status. It's one action. Hopefully we can just get him out of that right away. And I thought we could go over here and do some more mining for our last few turns. And also over here, there's just so much to do in this game, right? Right here is a treasure chest, and there's a Blackwood Prowler. I feel pretty confident we can take that out. My goal is I'm just going to try to wipe out the last 3 minions in the game. That's what we were going to do. So maybe we could open up this treasure chest and take out this Blackwood Prowler, okay? So let me do this first. Let me give Mahaliak initiative token 1 and 2. Put that in this player area. And then up here with Zeke, carefully move the camera. Tilt it down a bit so you can see. Okay, so Zeke, of course, is right here in Champions Hall. And, he has that, the Shadow Dweller. We have to loot that. That's not going to cost an action there. So we're going to loot that. Hopefully, maybe find some gold or a piece of loot. Probably won't, but we'll try. And then I think we're going to bring Zeke down here, and going over the warfare types of this Wraith, I think Zeke is going to take him out. And if he doesn't, he still has 3 essence, and we're going to fire off a magic missile and take out this Wraith, okay? And then lastly, I'm going to be very careful to move the camera. So wait, I'm going to put this 3 and 4 on Zeke's hero card. Lastly, as I carefully move the camera again, probably do something a little dangerous here. Okay, so we're up here in the War Room area. So right now, and here's a treasure chest right here. So Matari is in the war room east. And of course there's that treasure chest here, but there's also one in Halls of the Dead. It's kind of all the way over here, Halls of the Dead east. We may go for that, but I know this is crazy. After we get the chest, as long as it's not a trap chest and something bad happens, I thought we could explore a mystery chamber. What the heck, right? So let's do another mystery chamber, and I don't know, we'll see how that goes. So I think it's going to be a great hero phase. Take initiative token 5 and 6 and place that on Matari. Okay, and so that wraps that up. Let's go over to the encounter deck. Again, looking right here. Over to our encounter deck for the encounter phase. And here we are with the encounter deck. And the next encounter is, comes to the focus, looking to the gear. Okay, this is an interlude. And interludes are, remember there's 10 of these in the deck. Just want to point this out. Start of the game, there's 87 encounter cards. You're going to pull all 10 of the interlude cards out. All of them are kind of different. I wrote these kind of flavor text writings for each 10. You're going to take 10 of these, take 30 of your encounter cards, randomly shuffle that, take those out, shuffle in your 10, so you have 40. And then the interlude cards, the way I picture it, it throttles the encounter deck. So you're not always, you know, something's always happening. So this is kind of like a breather for the heroes. Think of it that way. So in this one, we'll read the flavor text. Brazers light the way down a darkened path that leads deeper into this forbidden lair. Nice piece of art there for you. So that's it. So next up, so this is just, you know, discard this. Encounter phase is over. It's as simple as that. And just next would be the Guardian phase. And we won't go over this again because I know I hammered this home to you guys already. But I just wanted to show you on the card. I was talking to me and Kevin Sims have been talking a lot, the guy that did those excellent player boards, and he said he learned the game from just using these, you know, just referring to these. But remember, it would go, you know, upkeep, encounter, guardian phase. We're just going to skip this. We've talked about it, but that would be the next phase. Let's move right into our hero phase. Okay, I'm going to move the camera back, and let's move Albus. Okay, and I tried to move the camera as best as I can. Albus is kind of like right here, and we got to get him over to Zeke in Champions Hall. And just remember, here's his level 3 hero card, and he has a base movement of 10 plus the roll of a d10. So let's get him moving to pick up those precious stones and the moonstone and the Zoltanite. We can probably roll right here. This back. And pretty good movement. That's 6. And 10, that's 16. So let's go, how about try to get the quickest path there. I guess it would be right through here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so one shy. Move you up here so you can see that. Okay, so for a second action, remember you can interrupt movement to pick items up and then just keep going. So let's roll. Well, that's great movement. So that's 7 and 10 is 17. So 1, 2. He has 15 remaining. He is going to get You know what? I had forgot. I had moved these when he was adjacent. Remember the other turn? And I said that? They were in Albus's area. Sorry for that. So he already had everything. So let me just, if you don't mind, I'm just going to back that up because it was sitting right where his hero card was. So now he does have 17. I did not catch that. I apologize. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Over to the village. I'll meet you in the village. And Albus has arrived at our friendly blacksmith. And you can see this gentleman right there at his shop. And actually, I'm glad that we went over this because I don't think I showed you that yet, but there's this little chart here for the different services the blacksmith offers. Let's go over that real quick. So at the top, like I think we did discuss that. So to resharpen your pickaxe, that's 100 gold. To craft a power gem, which we're going to do, that's going to be 100 gold. And then these here, remember we looked at moonstone and zultanite and the precious stones? The blacksmith will buy these in bulk, but he's kind of stingy. He's not going to give you a lot. So for a bulk of 8 moonstone, he'll give you 200. For a bulk of 8 zultanite, he'll give you 200. And for 8 precious stones, he will give you 300. So just probably didn't even know that's in the game. So there's this kind of like little economy thing of things you can sell to him. But in this case, we are going to we might do 2 power gems. And you know what, let me look at the recipe cards and I'll be right back with you because I don't want to hold you up of what we're going to select to have him craft. So I'll be right back. And I went over a couple things here because I didn't want to make you wait. And then, like I said, games like Diablo 2, Dungeon Crusade, any game where you get to tweak and build out your hero and spec them out, this is what I love about these kinds of games. So first of all, let me show you what they had to refresh your memory. Remember from a previous mining action, they, I think it was Zeke, he had got 2 sunstone and a piece of amethyst and iolite. Okay, so we have that. Those are precious stones. And he also, these are kind of your main ingredients. He had found two moonstone. Think of moonstone, it's a very hard gem, and when it's melted down, it covers or it coats a power gem to, protect it. Yes, I get very in depth with this stuff. And zultanite, crystal-like rock. It doesn't have any kind of like powers or magical properties, but it enhances the precious stones to make them more powerful. So these are your 2 main ingredients. So we can create 2 power gems. Let's talk about Maheliac first. And again, I hope you don't mind me going over this, but I love talking to you guys about it and to get you more acclimated to the game, especially with mining and crafting. Remember we got this from Maheliac, the redstone, or the redwood staff that has a socket. So this already, made him a little more proficient with arcane. So I think what we're going to do is we could either create a iolite prowess gem or the amethyst, because I'm going to use the sunstone for Zeke. So I think we're just going to do, how about we'll create a amethyst prowess gem. Let me get the recipe card and show you what we're going to do. And I just wanted to show you both of them. And, there's so many recipe cards to go over here. It would take forever. So, but in this case, remember, let's take a look at this one first. Let me get a pointer. We talked about this before, but I just want to go over it again for you. So this tells you we need for this iolite prowess gem, we need 1 moonstone, which we have. We need 1 zultanite and 1 piece of iolite, which we have. And there's just a quick little thing of what happens. So after we pay the blacksmith 100 gold, he creates an iolite prowess gem, and that will give Maheliac +2 to ranged warfare rolls. You see how that works? That he can plug that into that socket. And like I said before, I created 2 sides, depending on where you want to slide this under the card, the right side or left. I always put mine on the right. And that's really, guys, that's as simple as crafting. That's how it is. But in our case, we're going to go over, or rather, we're going to get the amethyst prowess gem. And just like we discussed, so 1 moonstone, 1 zultanite, and 1 amethyst, and then there's our amethyst prowess gem. So that'll give him a +2 to mythical. So hopefully you've seen throughout the game, see how we built up Maheliac to be very strong with chaos warfare and physical, but now he's getting strong in mythical, which is, you can associate with this gem, this power gem, and arcane. So hopefully, that now this all clicks now that you're seeing it. So I'm going to pay the blacksmith and we're going to craft this, and I'll be right back. Okay, I just want to show you we're using those, right? to create the prowess gem, or the blacksmith is. And Albus had 500 gold, remember. So I cashed that in for 5 bronze, you know, the 100. So we're going to pay the blacksmith, and he'll craft the amethyst prowess gem right here. And we're going to give this back to Albus to run back to Maheliac. So with that aside. Next up, since we already discussed that. Oh, and then just as a side note, you could probably guess, once you use these go back in the box. You know, these can't be used again. So these are done for this game. So just put these back in your game box. And since we're right here, like I said, and where was it at? I just had it here. We're going to create a sunstone prowess gem for Zeke. Sorry, I was looking for the right one. And here that is right here. Same kind of recipe, except we're going to use some sunstone instead of amethyst. So 1 moonstone, 1 zoltanite, and 1 sunstone, and that will craft a sunstone prowess gem, +2 to spiritual warfare rolls. And so, you know, we're building Zeke up to be strong, more proficient in spiritual warfare. And let me say, I was trying to find one. There's also ones called greater prowess gems, and they actually add a +4. But as you imagine, as you can probably picture, you've got to pump more moonstone, more zoltanite, and more sunstone because it's a more powerful power gem. And I think the recipe is just 2 zoltanite, 2 moonstone, and 2 sunstone. Flip it over and it'll be a +4. So there's also those in there. Plus there's just tons of other recipes for your armor that the heroes can equip themselves with, okay? So I'm gonna get this. I have our cards right here. I'm gonna trade these things in, or rather put them back in the box. Just want to show you guys. So there's all that. And paying the blacksmith for his services, and we're all done. I hope you enjoyed going over this. This might have been really the last thing in the game to really go over. Well, I mean, there's going to be stuff in Celebration Day, but I'm glad we took the time to show you about mining and crafting. It's a very fun part of the game. Okay, let me clean up the area back here, and let's get to Maheliac in the dungeon. Okay, and Maheliac is up first, of course, with initiative token 1. And if you remember, he is webbed because of our friendly shadow dweller right here. And I want to make mention of something, just kind of as a side note, that notice that he has to test strength of 12 to break free. And if you have another hero adjacent to him, and I think this is in an FAQ somewhere, you can picture that another hero can do the same test to break their comrade free. You know, think of it in a thematic sense. You know, if Zeke was here, he can try to test strength to pull those webs or cut the webs or whatever. So you could always use another hero in cases like this where they have to break free. But in this case, it's of course Maheliac, and he has to spend 1 action, right? Yeah, they have to spend 1 action to try to break free. Taking a look at his hero card here, and remember there's strength right there with the arm, and that is a 3. So basically he has to get a 9 on the D20 and he breaks free. So he's trying to get out of this web, and I just flipped that token. And no, 4 and a 3, that's only a 7. And shoot, that really messes up our plan, because I wanted to do stuff with, you know, head over in this direction here and maybe take out that Blackwood Prowler. So that's 1 action. We're going to use the second action for initiative token 1. He's going to try again. Put this thing back, try to roll a little better. And here he goes, trying to break free, and the result is, oh my gosh, that's even worse. Maheliac, come on. Where's your strength? You're a barbarian. That's only a 5. Okay, initiative token 1 is done. Moving on to initiative token 2. First action, of course, he's going to try to break free again from the web. And is, oh my gosh. Mahaliak, you know, you're looking, this is very embarrassing for a barbarian. A 4, 3, 7. He's stuck. And then our second action for initiative token 2. So this is going to end this turn right here. One final. Come on, Mahaliak, you got to do this. End on a good note. Okay, and he does. Okay, so there's a 14, of course, and a 317. So he just got the inner strength and bust out of the web. He is free, but unfortunately, that was his turn right there. But at least he's free for the next turn, so that's good. Okay, I'm going to move the camera up to Zeke, and let's see what we're going to do. Oh, he has a monster to loot, and then we're going to try to attack the Wraith and take it out. So I'll meet you up in Champions Hall. Okay, and I think this is a good place to have the camera for when he moves down with the Wraith. And I just want to point something out. Remember I said there's kind of like a part 2 to our player aid cards. This one deals with what a hero can do that does not cost an action and what does. And like Kevin said, the great Kevin Sims, he used this for playing the game. And this is very cut and dry, guys. With one action, a hero can simply move. You know, it lists everything, you flip it over, and everything a hero can do that does not cost an action. So just remember, this is kind of like your best friend while you're playing. But I want to make mention of the one here that things a hero can do that do not cost an action. And this entry right here, loot an adjacent monster after slaying it. So really, you know, when Zeke killed that during the monster phase, you could do that. You know, remember, the rules for Dungeon Crusade, have fun with it. So if you want to house rule and say, well, you know what, I killed that monster, I want to loot it in the monster phase, my friend, go right ahead. That's no problem. Or to be more thematic, wait to the hero phase. My point is, it's not a big deal. As long as you're having fun, that's what counts. Okay, so it does not cost an action. So let's loot this Shadow Dweller now. Let me put this back over here. And let me grab its monster card. Let's see, I think it's a 20 and a 20, right? Yeah, 20 and 20 for the loot and gold roll. No life force, of course. So let's get our D20 right here. It would be amazing if Zeke got a 20, wouldn't it? And it would be more amazing if we got the loot deck and he pulled a legendary, an orange item. Let's see. So he rolls. He's checking that Shadow Dweller, and no, that is a 3. That Shadow Dweller had nothing. I want to point something out, though, and it's in the rules about this, about a slain monster. Like you saw, we killed the Shadow Dweller in the previous turn. However, say that, you know, the Shadow Dweller is there for this forthcoming turn, and no hero loots that Shadow Dweller for that entire turn, you will remove that from the dungeon. It just kind of like, picture in a video game sense, it just kind of disappears. So it cannot be looted. So the forthcoming turn, if no one loots that dead monster, it's gone, done. Okay, so now we can get on with Zeke's turn. We get our trusty D6 and his initiative tokens. And hopefully that was clear for you guys. We're going to go after this Wraith. As I said, my personal goal is we're going to try to take out all the minions before Celebration Day. Zeke has a base movement of 2, as you know, plus a roll of a d6. It's not good movement, but so 2 and 2 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line of sight. Yeah, if we drew a line right there, definitely would see Zeke. So we're going to get the rating token. Okay, so our Wraith is now a raiding minion, because remember, it's within line of sight. And so we're going to probably do a move and attack action right here. And we're going to, for a second action, plenty of movement. 6, 1, 2. And he is going to attack. And let me grab the warfare tokens, our dice, and let's see if Zeke can take out this Wraith. Okay, I know you guys are pro Crusader, so we're going to get this going and make it really snappy, because I think you know how combat works with minions. Let's take a look at those warfare values. That's spiritual, mythical, and arcane warfare, which Zeke is very strong in. I have those warfare tokens right here. Give him a quick shuffle. We're going to roll the D3 so you know which one this wraith is going to pick. And first one. Okay, so it is going to be... I wish it would have been one of the other ones. Okay, this is going to be mythical. Let's put that as a reminder. Let's take a look at this on its card. Okay, that's a 10. I'm going to look over here at Zeke's gear. And his card, he doesn't have anything. Well, he's got a +1 to mythical, so we can add that, but none of his gear... Oh, actually, yes, sorry. Fabled Dagger. That's a +1. And remember, that's why we got our... Well, it's going to be a Sunstone Prowess Gem. That's going to go in here. So he could add a +2 to this. So we'll see. And it only has 1 health, so I'm just going to declare the Fabled Dagger, which will do 1 damage. Get the Warfare dice. Final Strike die. I'm going to make mention something real quick. So I was talking to my good friend Andrew. I said this before, but I just want to make sure you guys know. Process your Warfare roll first. Picture, these are like 2 hits. The Warfare roll is like these combatants, they're going at it for the first time, you know, like for the first initial attack. Final Strike die, each of them are trying to get a hit in on each other. Okay, as they're kind of like pulling away. So it's kind of balanced for that. So I just wanted to point that out so you know. So here goes the battle, and I'll tell you what, he was lucky because, yeah, Zeke was very lucky. Let's take a look at this. Hopefully you can see that. That's a 9 and a 2. That's an 11 for the Warfare roll. Remember, you always process that first. He had a +2 to that, right? So that turns it into 13. He kills the Wraith in the Warfare roll. However, look at this. He rolled a nat 1. So if he didn't kill it, this thing would have, you know, if he would have missed, that would have been 2 damage on him. So this is kind of like null and void because the Wraith is dead from the Warfare roll. You see how that works? That was a pretty cool battle. Okay, Wraith is dead. We're going to do the loot and gold roll. Guys, there's only a few minions left in the dungeon. We're doing pretty good. Okay, so the loot and gold roll. Zeke is going to see if it was carrying anything. 19 and 19. D20. Zeke searches the Wraith, and that was a terrible roll. That was a terrible roll. And it is a... Nope, a 6. That Wraith had nothing of value. But it is out of the dungeon. And you know what? Zeke still has... I gotta do some cleanup back here. He still has initiative token 4. And... You know what? You know what? Right over this bookcase... Let me shift you over here. Right over this bookcase here. I'm being so careful right now. Take a look at that. There's a treasure chest on the other side of this bookcase. Guys, I think we're going to go open a treasure chest. How does that sound? Okay, let's get the D6. We're going to go with initiative token 4. Yeah, you should have, hopefully have enough movement. So try to roll right here for you. It's a 4 and a 2. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So he's now in the Chapel of Light area of the dungeon. I'm going to try to move this more so you can see. Okay, and then, yeah, he will definitely have enough movement. And there's a trap right there. So let's 2 and 2. So 1, 2. So Zeke finds this chest, maybe kind of off the beaten path in the Chapel of Light south. Okay, remember, you put these back in your game box. Let's get the treasure chest deck. Let's do this right now. It's turned out to be a very awesome turn. I hope you're enjoying this. And again, you learned about the mining and crafting in the game. So I'm going to try to shuffle these here for you. I hope this is something good. Maybe we should have thought about this. Okay, so let's roll here. And that's a 4, so we're going to go 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so Zeke goes up to the chest, opens the lid, and oh, it's empty. And the flavor text there, to your dismay, you discovered that the old battered chest is empty. Wait, better than a trap, right? That was a cool turn. Okay, we're gonna head up for Matari and wrap up the hero phase. Okay, and we're with our mercenary, Matari, and she will be wrapping up the hero phase, and she of course has initiative token 5. So let's talk about what our plan was with her. Like I said, we're here in the War Room East area, so we're gonna go up here, pop open this treasure chest. Hopefully it's something not too bad. You know, it's the ultimate in risk and reward. We're gonna come down to the mystery chamber, and it's kind of reckless to go in there with a solo hero, but we'll have fun. We'll see what happens. Okay, so let's generate some movement, and I want to point something out that I forgot to mention with Zeke. Zeke has also a lit torch. Matari has one. Lit torches give your hero a +2 to base movement. So I forgot to mention that here with Zeke, but I'm mentioning it here. And let's take a look at Matari's hero card. And she has a base movement of 3, like right here with the boot. D6 plus base movement of 3, so that turns that into a 5 with the torch. Okay, so now let's get going. So roll, just try to roll right here. 1 and 5, that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she finds this chest, maybe against the wall in the war room area. Remember, put your treasure chest tokens back in your game box. But there's actually a tavern task that will, I won't spoil it, but there's something you might have to save these for. But I'll let you figure out what, it'll be a surprise for what that is. Okay, so let's get our treasure chest deck. As I said, the ultimate in risk and reward. I think we've been fairly lucky with this. Let's give it a quick shuffle. That's good, and let's roll. That is 6, going down 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so Matari goes up to the chest, slowly opens the lid, and that's what I'm talking about. I wish it was a trap, because I'd like to show you a few trapped chests, but hopefully it'll be a surprise when you find them. But lifting the lid of the archaic chest, you discover 800 gold. That is perfect. So let's get the 800 gold. The heroes are going to be doing great on Celebration Day. Okay? And then that was her first action for initiative token 5. Now, here we go. We're going to try to go into a mystery chamber. I do not recommend doing this for your first few games. Okay? Oh, that's great. So 3 with her base movement plus the torch, that's 5. 5, that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And entering the chamber. And of course, I'm declaring I'm not rallying anyone. And this, of course, is a master token. Double-sided. So do me a favor. I got to grab the mystery chamber tokens. We'll put them in, randomly pull it out, and let's see what this mystery chamber holds for Matari. I'll be right back. Okay, and I have all of the mystery chamber tokens. I'm sorry about we kind of messed up before because there were those crate tokens mixed in. But there's actually 15 unique, fairly unique mystery chamber tokens. So what I'm going to do is I have our chalice of every eternal life that was found in a dungeon. Rob Houston will verify that. I'm going to put all these in. Okay, and I just want you to see, I'm going to randomly pick one. It's going to be on the up and up. And whatever we get, we're going to deal with. So Matari enters, and in this mystery chamber, she finds... Oh! Hey. 1,200 gold. You saw me do that randomly. 1,200 gold. Believe me, there's some not nice things in mystery chambers and some very weird things. But in this case, wow, she made 2,000 gold, and I swear to you, you saw that on camera. That was pretty awesome. Also, when you pull these actually go back in. Okay, you don't set these aside, so you can always have a chance to pull those out of a mystery chamber. So I'm going to set this camera down because I'm bent over the table and I'm holding a camera and a token. I'm going to get that, and let's head over to the Dungeon UI board to start the monster phase. See you in a second. And you know what, guys? I forgot. She still has initiative token 6. I am so sorry about that. So it's not the monster phase. I was getting ahead of myself. Initiative token 6. And you know what we're going to do with this? Because I think she's lucky, found 800 gold, 1,200 gold. We're going to go into a level 2 monster chamber, and we're going to try to complete this other quest. And again, I want to say something about these awesome little skull tokens. Remember the blue ones that were on a quest, and I might have it right here. I'll have to find it. I have it with my other cards here. But we are on, there's a level 2 quest where the heroes have to kill level 2 champion monsters that were populated during the seeding process. So that's what I wanted to point out, that the blue tokens are used for that, so you can identify those chambers from the seeding process where you have to find those are. So they're actually very handy. So I know this is reckless, but you know what? I think luck is on our side. We're going to, Matari is going to go in there. Plus, I'm hoping that whatever we encounter has mythical and spiritual, because she's very versed in that. So going against the odds, but we'll have fun. Base movement of 5 with the torch. That's a 6. Chamber doors automatically open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then definitely we'll have enough movement to get in there. And I just thought this would be fun as we're heading to Celebration Day. Let's get into some trouble. Of course, 4, 1, chamber doors automatically open. Remember, it does not cost an action. So this is kind of like a move and attack. This is a level 2 champion monster. Let me get the deck. And hold on one moment. I had my level 3 where my level 2 monsters are. Okay, we have our deck. Give it a shuffle. And you know what I just thought of again? Wait, let me show you. There's there they are. There's dual monster chambers. Can I roll back this turn? Now we'll have fun with it. We'll see. Okay. So Matari goes into this chamber, creeping around, and she finds we're going to go 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lurking within this chamber, Matari has discovered. You ready? A skeletal archer. I think this will be... I don't think she's proficient, and this is an elite. Hold on a second. We're gonna have to do so. We might just do this right now. Skeletal archer, level 2. This is an elite because of the gold star. Serrated arrows. Before combat, each hero must test agility 12 to dodge the arrows. On a fail, roll 1d3. Result is damage taken -1. In addition, test physical resistance 11. On a fail, that hero is stricken with a physical affliction. Wow. Guys, this might be pretty tough. But I'll tell you what, let's head over to our combat area and get this going on. And we are all set with the battle with Matari versus the elite skeletal archer. And I was looking at a few things. I think she's going to do awesome. I want to point a few things out. First and foremost, this is exactly why. Remember we picked up Enchanting Hymn? She used Enlightenment. So let me refresh your memory with this one, and remember this one when you're playing, because this is a great one. It's going to cost 3 essence, and she has plenty of essence. Enchanting Hymn may be activated any time during the hero phase. When activated, all warfare rolls the heroes make during the hero phase gain +2. Enchanting Hymn has a radius of 4 spaces around the bard when activated. Line of sight is not needed to gain the benefit of this effect. So most certainly, first and foremost, we're going to be activating that when we get to it. Remember, we have to go through that list of things, but we are going to be activating that. And I just want to go over how proficient she is with a few of these warfare types. Let's get the bad out of the way. First of all, let me bring this card over here and show you. So that is, of course, ranged warfare, physical warfare, and mythical. She is very proficient. You know, she's very proficient in mythical. And I added up everything, and I'll go over that for you. She has a +6 that we can add to all mythical warfare rolls. And she has a +1 on her card for ranged and Mallory's Golden Bow that gives a +3, so that's +4. So it's going to be rough, but what we're going to do is, you know, that weapon that she has, Mallory's Golden Bow, that she traded with Maheliak, is it has +2 damage. So I think we're going to take this out pretty quick. We'll see. But just, you know, so you guys know, and I like going over this so you know, there's her hero card. So you can see right there, she is not proficient in physical warfare. We're going to have to -3. And then notice right across, there's mythical warfare with +3 and range with +1. And Mallory's Golden Bow, that's going to give her that +3 to ranged, 2 damage. Again, these fabled gear are they're great weapons to have. And then there's her +2 from the Rusty Dagger. And then finally, with the Myth of the Mind, she can add that +1. So I have some dice set up there as a reminder. So +4 to range, +6 to mythical. And okay, let's get it on. So again, first thing, what do? We process a champion monster. Does it have any special abilities? It does have a special ability, Surrogated Arrow. So before combat, each hero must test agility 12 to dodge the arrows. On a fail, roll 1d3. Result is damage taken -1. So let's just do that before anything. So see if she can dodge it. So kind of Matari walks in, the skeletal archer fires off the Surrogated Arrow. And what is that? That's agility, right? Yep, so let's take a look at her hero card. And agility is like right here, up here in the corner with that boot. So it's only a 1. So we could add a 1 to this, so that turns that into an 11. We don't have any other things to buff with that, so let's hope for the best. So here comes a Surrogated Arrow at Matari. She tries to leap out of the way, and oh my gosh, she saw that coming from a mile away. That's 18 plus the 1, that's 19. So we don't have to go any further, but just in case she wanted to see, if she would have failed, of course, you had to roll the D3 -1. In addition, test physical resistance. And if she would have failed that, that's that bleeding affliction, but that's not the case. So let's get on with this battle and see what's going to happen. I'm going to predict she takes it out in the first round. We'll see. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Let's get our warfare tokens. I have those on deck ready. Give them a quick shuffle. Okay, and it would be nice if ranged and mythical came up first. Set those here. First phase is going to be, and there it is, mythical. Mythical warfare. She is definitely going to be using Mallory's Golden Bow. We're going to take the phase 1, declare that. Can do 2 damage. Put that back over here. And I'm not going to pull that again, just so you can see it. Okay, she pulls back the bow. Take the mythical warfare dice. And she has to get, what is that? So a 12. Well, that's a 12, but as I said, she has 6. So all she needs is 6 guys on the warfare dice. So pulls back the bow, and perfect. That's an 8 and a 2. So you can see that. That's 10 plus 16 massive damage on the skeletal archer. That's 2 damage already. So far, so good, right? Okay, clear the warfare tokens, the dice. Moving on to phase 2, remove this. And the next phase is going to be, oh, perfect, ranged. This is what we wanted. And looking on that, well, it's a 14. And if she misses, it's going to be 2 damage. Hopefully you can see that there. But we can add 4 to this roll. I didn't see it was that high. But again, this is a level 2 champion. So she needs to get a 10, guys. So really pulls Mallory's golden bow. Oh, you know what I forgot to activate? Hold on. Maybe activated anytime during the hero phase. So anytime during the hero phase, I'm going to activate it right now. That's going to be 3 essence. Forgot to do that. Got caught up in the battle. So she's going to move down to 1, 2, 3. So she has 6 essence left. However, enchanting him is in effect. And we'll just get this as a reminder. Put it up here. So she has a +2 to all warfare. I'm glad I remembered that. Okay, pulls the bow back and... oh my gosh, she didn't even need it, guys. Matari. Look at that. 10. 6. That's a 16. Plus the 4, that's a 20. And then with her enchanting him, 22. Didn't I tell you? Picture it. That arrow hit the skeletal archer and the bones just scattered everywhere into like 100 pieces. She has destroyed it. What an awesome battle this was. Get our friendly Minotaur out of here. Clear this up. And let's have Matari search this monster and see if it was carrying anything of value. Of course, first of all, remember we'll get those the life force. She has 2 life force XP basically for killing it. Consulting the loot and gold roll, that's a 17 and a 12. Okay, she goes up. She's searching it, and I don't believe it. I don't freaking believe it. Let me ask you something. Isn't this unbelievable? And I swear, you saw the game unfold. She found, what, 2,000 gold, killed the skeletal archer in 2 hits, rolls a nat 20 on the d20. Well, we're going to get the loot deck. This was an awesome churn. I hope you enjoyed this. And, of course, 100 gold. Let me grab the loot deck, because I was not expecting that at all. And let me grab the essence, or life force. Matari was definitely MVP. So we got our 2 life force, have our 100 gold. Let me get the loot deck. Back over here. And let me get the D6. What an incredible churn this was. I'm going to clear all this out. We have our loot deck here. I'm going to try to shuffle this as best as I can. And like I said, 193 pieces of loot in the game and what, over 9 rarities? Tons of loot. I love loot in games like this, especially like Diablo and all those. Torchlight, Path of Exile. Okay, that's good enough, I think. Set it right here so you can see it. Go down 4 cards. I think let's do it just like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Matari searches the skeletal grunt and discovers, wow, that is really nice. That is so perfect of her Ring of Soul Fire. Tier 2, well, she's going to be hitting level 2, so she can equip this. This is, of course, a ring. And look at that, +3 to physical warfare, +1 to strength. And the flavor text, you feel inner strength like never before. I love writing flavor text. That is a really nice drop off that mob. That is really nice. That's perfect because remember, she's what, -3 for physical warfare. This couldn't be any perfect. This might have been the best churn in the game for just getting a bunch of loot. Oh, that was awesome. Okay, let me clean up this area. Now we'll move on to the monster phase. What an awesome churn. I'm having fun. I hope you're digging this. Meet you at the Dungeon UI board. Before we get to the monster phase, I just want to go over this real quick for you guys so you know exactly about the blue skull tokens. I'm going to say it again. Matari. That was just an awesome turn for her. In regards to the blue skulls and putting monster tokens on cards, this is the one I was referring to. Remember, this is a level 2 quest because of the yellow gem. But let me read this to you. And all other quests that use this kind of like system fall into place with this. The 4 level 2 champion monsters right here that the heroes have to slay must come from chambers that were populated from the seeding process. Place the monster tokens on this card as a reminder of how many monsters the heroes have slain so far. So if you remember, Zeke or Maheliak had killed 1, Matari had killed 1, and that's what I mean about these blue tokens. So when you populate your dungeon during the seeding process with quests like that, put a blue skull token in there, and that's just a good visual reminder that those are the monster tokens that you need. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, now on to the monster phase. Okay, and we're at the top of the monster phase, and of course we're going to go to our minion movement speed track to see how aggressive the minions will be moving, or potentially how aggressive they will be moving. So roll our d6, and 4, kind of like middle of the road. They're going to be using a d8 to generate movement along with their base movement. And I just want to point out again, because I was talking to my very good friend Graham. Hello, Graham. I know you're watching. I hope you're doing good. There was that slight tweak, which was quite thematic, I thought, to the rules. Of course, our minion population for this scenario, we set it at 5. But once you complete all the quests, the Elder Globe is glowing green. You know, there's purity in the dungeon. You will not spawn any more minions in. Okay, so just remember that. Once those quests are complete, do not spawn any more minions in. There, you know, the minions that are in the dungeon are there. But as it is, there's only 2 left. And so let's get on with it and wrap up the monster phase. And there is only 2 minions left in the game right now. So it's our Blackwood Prowler and then our Orc Siegebreaker clear on the other side of the dungeon. But for now, let's get our Blackwood Prowler moving. It was on the green patrol route and it has a base movement of 5. And it's very interesting because look, Zeke is right here by that bookcase here. So let's see what the Blackwood Prowler is going to do. It was on the green patrol route, and well, I'll grab the patrol route die in a minute. So it's going to be rolling the d8, and that is a lot of movement. 5 and 7, that's 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. So it has, put this to 5 to remember that. So that's 5. I got to get the patrol route die. Bear with me. Okay, it's going to pick up a patrol route. And luckily for Zeke, there's not a patrol route that goes there. It goes in every other direction except that one. And it's going to go, what's going to go back down? Or no, blue. Okay, so blue, and that's right here. It has 5 movement remaining. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, I just want to discuss this because this is a unique minion. Hopefully I can move you up a little closer. I always like to get you into the action of the game. Those warfare types, you know, of course, if we sent Zeke in, he's great with arcane. He's okay with spiritual, but terrible in chaos. And my point is, say we sent Maheliak in. Well, he's great in chaos, but he's not great in these other ones. And kind of the same with Matari. So see, I'm just going to point out like one of like the cool quirks of the game, like for, at least for our 2 mercenaries and hero, there's not really, this is when you'd really want to party a hero together. Like for example, rally Maheliek and Zeke to take out a monster like this, because each one is strong in those two warfare types. So I decided to just point that out to you. So that is it for our Blackwood Prowler. Let's head over to our Orc Siegebreaker, and that will be the end of the monster phase. Meet you on the other side of the dungeon. Okay, and our last minion is hiding behind this bookcase right here. That's our Orc Siegebreaker, and that is of course, blue normal version, not elite. Base movement of 2. And I did bring the patrol route die over. Our D8, let's try to roll right here. And, okay, that's 4. It's going to go green. And I'll tell you, it's just going to shuffle back that way. So 4 and 2 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it's just going to shuffle back over into the Tomb of St. Viticus North. Okay, let's pull the camera back and wrap up turn 13. And I'll say something. I was going to roll all of them, the other last 2 turns in this, but we'll discuss it in a second. Okay, everyone, turn 13 is a wrap. I thought this was a quite exciting and interesting turn. It was definitely from Atari. I mean, killing that skeletal archer, level 2, and then getting that awesome piece of loot, the blue rare piece, and the 2,000 gold. Really awesome. I hope that you enjoyed this. And what I was going to say was I wanted to roll turn 14 and 15 into this, but we got into the mining and crafting. I wanted to explain that. We had a battle. Again, you don't know what's going to happen in this game. So I think we're going to shoot for that for the next one, which I'm just going to hurry up and shoot that. We'll upload this one, compile it, edit, then get it uploaded, and then we'll roll into turn 14 and 15, hopefully as one video for Celebration Day. And then I would like to do, I guess, our Secret House of Chance game, and then just do like a final thoughts video wrap up, go over some content with you. So still, there's plenty ahead for you as we wrap this up. And of course, I'm going to be putting out the Kickstarter update. I wanted to have this series done, but I'm a stickler for getting an update out every month. So I'll be working on that tomorrow, and then we'll just wrap up this series in the next day or two, because we have some work to do as we move into manufacturing, and some extra content I'd like to produce for you or finish working on. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this. I got some strategies already for our upcoming next turn, and I hope you're looking forward to it. All right, everyone, thank you. I love you guys. I hope you're enjoying the series. Much more to come. Have a great day. Have a great upcoming week, and I'll be talking to you very soon. Bye-bye.